The opinions expressed here are exclusively those of CG Sense. No brand affiliations, free products, or affiliate marketing are associated with this video.
So for 7 days straight, I put on 4 sprays of Burlington 1819. I put on 2 to the chest, 1 to each wrist. Opening, always beautiful. Always love the opening. I'm getting hit with the most realistic grapefruit ever. I've smelt a lot of fragrances with grapefruit in them, and nothing is as realistic as it is in here. Matter of fact, even just as a fruit fragrance or any fruit fragrance I could think of, very few capture fruit as real as this one does. It's almost like you are cutting through a grapefruit and you're able to pick up on the tart, the fiber, the freshness that grapefruit would give you. Like I get that with a little bit of sweetness that's preventing it from being a sour fragrance. Like it's a little sweet with that perfect grapefruit tart, and it just always blew me away. Like I reviewed this a while back, and I liked the opening then and I like it now, but I've tried a lot of fragrances since then. And even now, having tried as much as I have, I feel like the opening just surprised me that much more. It was like, whoa, like how did somebody make it so real? Like it's crazy real to me. That doesn't last very long, lasts a couple minutes, 5 minutes, until you get into like this transition phase where the grapefruit's still there, but like this spice is coming in. I've always compared it to like fruit with tahini. Because the spice feels like it really complements the refreshing nature of the grapefruit. And if you ever had fruit with a bit of that tahini spice on it, especially like on a hot summer day, really cold watermelon with a bit of tahini, then you know like that spice can really add to the refreshing nature of fruit. It does that in here to me. Like the spice really complements the grapefruit well. Again, I always love the first hour of this fragrance, even back in the past when I left a negative review on this one. I loved it. Now we get into the dry down between hour 1 and 8. And this is where things get interesting, because when I reviewed this fragrance in the past, I really couldn't stand this part. And the reason I couldn't stand it is it smelled like straight up armpit to me. Like I got armpit vibes. And also I got this really messy spice, like almost like spice, but not in a good way. Like spice, like it made me think of curry. It made me feel like a food spice with armpit vibes. And also gave me this musty smell, like almost like you were to get in an Uber car that just hasn't been washed in a long time and you get the smell of must in the air. Mix that with like food spice and armpit and a bit of grapefruit, and that's what I got from it. And I left a pretty negative review on this fragrance back then. But time has passed. A lot of people have claimed this as a masterpiece, and I always try to learn to appreciate things. And I thought maybe if I revisit this, buy the bottle, hold it, and try it again, maybe like I'll warm up to it. Maybe my opinion will change. So anyways, I get the bottle in, I put it on. I love that opening. I love that first hour. Absolutely amazing. Then I get into the dry down and it starts to flatten. Now I didn't get the armpit vibe this time, but the spices felt a bit like a mess and the overall fragrance just felt very flat to me compared to a lot of things I've tried. That's on day 1. And I was telling my friend at work, like, this ain't it. Like, there's no way I'm going to warm up to this one. And he was the one that told me to give it a chance. He was saying, you know what? Take a shower, clear your mind. Tomorrow's a new day. Just give it a chance. Day 2, I still did not like it. Then it was like day 3 that I just started really loving this one. And then it warmed up to me. I went over 7 days, to be honest. Like, I just find this to be such a comfort scent. And what happened was in the dry down, literally the thing that changed is that the opening and the dry down just weren't that far apart. Like before, I'd get this beautiful grapefruit opening, the spices would mix in, and then I feel like the spices would overtake the grapefruit, and that's when I stopped liking it. Now that I've worn it for 7 days, I feel like the grapefruit comes in, the spices start mixing in, and then the grapefruit and spices just stay mixing. Like they stay mixing perfectly. And I just get this really vintage feel, like a vintage spicy fragrance, like so classy, such a masculine, manly smell. And I'm just like, ooh, like I want to smell like this all the time. And now I feel like this like might legit be my favorite citrus fragrance of all time. Like one of them for sure. One of my favorite fresh fragrances ever. So it's crazy how I went from that to this. And one of the ways I would describe the deep dry down now is it does remind me of like a really upscale, super nice Mexican candy. Like some Mexican candies taste good, like if you've tried a few. Imagine that, but the actual candy is like realistic grapefruit and the spice is just this vintage classy spice. And it just, honestly, it just makes me think this is like so good smelling in the air, like just beautiful Mexican candy. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but I just love it. It's totally unique, not like anything else in my collection, and super masculine. Now, between hours 8 and 12, I just get like kind of a musty skin scent. I know this stuff lasts more than 12 hours. My wife rarely comments on my fragrances, but I came home from work and it had been 10 hours since I put this on, and she let me know she really loved the way this smelled in the deep, deep dry down. It's just a manly smell, like at this stage. Kind of has a grapefruit smell, kind of smells like a manly funk. It kind of smells dark. But a lot of the spices are kind of in the background more, I feel like, and the grapefruit's still there and a bit more prominent. But it's just a skin scent. The overall fragrance doesn't really push out a lot, doesn't project a whole lot. It kind of stays close to the skin. Just has this beautiful bright opening, and then it's this really nice spicy grapefruit dry down that just lasts for a while. So over the 7 days of wearing this, I completely made a 180 on it. Didn't think I was going to keep it. Now I feel like it's one of the last fragrances I'd sell. I would sell other things before I'd sell this one for sure. It's a must-have. It's a comfort scent. I think it's a masterpiece. Absolutely beautiful. Curious if anybody doesn't like this fragrance, if they wear it for multiple days, if it changes for them too. I don't know if it was me warming up to the scent or if literally just my nose just got more accustomed to it and it changed the way it smelled. Like, I feel like what I smell now in the dry down is different than what I smelt on day one. Like, I can't side by side compare, obviously, but I feel like in the dry down now, the grapefruit's still there. I just get a beautiful spicy grapefruit vintage blend. And before I was getting just too much spice. The spice was a mess and it was musty. Part of me wonders if maybe as I was becoming nose blind to the fragrance, it was softening it up and maybe it was just too strong initially. And as I got more and more accustomed to it, it just changed the way it smelled to me, because I feel like now when I wear it, it's a completely different fragrance than what it was on day 1 and 2. Like, now it's a must-have, before it was a must-sell. To categorize this, I'd say if you like this one, I would recommend you try Overture Man by Amouage. Also cumin, spices. It's kind of it's not really similar to this one, but I feel like this one and that one would complement each other well, because that one has more of a Christmas spice theme going, but it also has this orange sweet coloring to it. That with the cumin spices, I feel like this and that would just work together. Also Rose 31, even better if you find vintage, but current formulations really aren't that bad. That the spices and the way they're blended feel similar to this one, but it has rose in it, like it's a dirty rose. So it kind of feels this like more of a blend between femininity and masculinity to some extent. If you like this, you might like Rose 31. And finally, I would say Ganymede. I feel like that's an obvious choice. Ganymede just feels like it has a gritty texture similar to this one, but instead of being grapefruit, it's leather based. And I feel like if you like this one, you might like Ganymede. So Burlington 1819 gives a lot of people an old money vibe. I've read that everywhere, and I also very much so agree with that statement. That's a vibe I get from it as well. And how I would describe the old money aesthetic is quiet luxury. It's something that's not super loud, not look at me. It's not this fragrance that's really pushing out and saying, I'm here, I'm super unique. It's more of something that whispers luxury rather than shouts it. It's this calm, classy, manly scent. And it also smells very expensive. It smells like just a very nice, classy, expensive, manly smell. High quality, super classy, something you'd wear to like an upscale resort. And it has this timeless quality that old money fashion tends to have, where it's not really following trends. It seems like the type of fragrance that was forever relevant, like something that somebody who's older can wear, somebody who's younger can wear, something you could have worn 20 years ago. It's not like always following the current trend. Like a lot of the trend in fragrance currently is just smelling like a tropical drink for men. And that's kind of like a trend that's more recent. You don't really see that in the history. And that's what I would consider more of this loud new money aesthetic, where this old money aesthetic has this timeless quality to it.
We have Roja Parfums Burlington 1819. Do we have to talk about the lid? Because we all know what's up with that. The Roja lids are super blingy. It takes me back to the early 2000s where bling was a thing. I'm giving out my age now.
When I was shining the flashlight on it,
Uh-huh.
it was like acting like a disco light. It's not doing it on camera very good. See it in the wall?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, right?
Nice. Okay, so let's see what this one is about. Now this gives more serious, more like going out at night. Very, very masculine. It makes me think of whiskey, rum type of thing. And it makes me think of nighttime, going out, dressed up, going somewhere fancier, having fun at night, not like casual per se. Super masculine. I think it's a little mature too, like maybe 30 and up. And I give it a 9.
She disagrees.
I give it a 9. I think it's very masculine, very put together, but also very special because it has a distinct smell. It's not basic.
Do you get grapefruit?
I do get grapefruit. Now that you say it, I think this is like a vodka grapefruit drink moment. And it makes me think of going out and having a drink like so. I love it. It's good.
This is the dry down. This is more than 2 hours in.
In the dry down is very grapefruit. Like grapefruit comes all the way to the front, and that deep citrus comes through a lot more than in the beginning of it. And the alcohol part kind of almost disappears.
That's totally different. That's interesting. Do you get like a body odor smell?
A little bit, but like a good body odor. It smells good, but yeah, it's similar to natural body odor.
But in a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. But I guess people who are very anti-body odor will find it stanky.
But it's a good way, right?
To me personally, it smells good.
You smell that on a man. Do you think he hasn't showered, or do you think he smells good?
I think maybe he did not shower that day. He showered the day before, but he still smells good. Does that make a little bit of sense?
You also, one time you said it's kind of like you took a shower and then you went to the gym.
Exactly. So there's like a mix between a little stank and a little clean. Both together.
In a good way.
In a good way.
All right. All right. So I can admit when I make mistakes. I'm just a regular guy. I talk about fragrances as a hobby. I'm not trying to convince people to buy anything or be like, oh, he's the perfume expert. Like, I have literally no ambition for that. I just like talking about fragrances. But I feel like I jumped on Roja unfairly. Like, I ranked him as bottom tier in my ranking niche fragrance video. The truth is I only tried about 10 of them. They weren't for me. I don't feel like I gave the fragrances enough of a chance. And part of the reason I didn't give them a chance is I always just felt like the Roja branding was just so corny. Like Roja Dove and how he dresses and presents himself, and the way the bottles look with the tackiness and how they're overpriced and the free bottle brigade gets behind them. I always just felt like it was like a clown company. So I don't feel like I really gave the fragrances a chance. And they have over 150 fragrances. I tried 10. Like, that's not really enough to judge a brand on fragrances alone. So I kind of feel like it was unfair of me to like jump out and say they're bottom tier. Because now I love Burlington 1819. I've tried now Enigma Parfum, and I absolutely love both of these. And I don't know who's behind these fragrances. I don't know if it's Roja Dove himself or if there's like a team of people with him. It doesn't really matter. Whoever's behind these knows what they're doing. Like, the way that the grapefruit is just captured so realistic in this. And then with Enigma, I get such a beautiful cola smell that almost captures the fizziness of it. And it's just a beautiful fragrance. Like if you tried these, whoever's behind these, I feel like they really know what they're doing. I think Roja is a brand that's definitely worth exploring. I rank them way higher in my mind now and look forward to trying more from the brand. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Definitely going to keep Burlington 1819 for life. It's a top fragrance. It's a masterpiece. Absolutely love it. Opinion completely changed. This channel is probably going to be confusing for a lot of people, but you won't see me selling this one. You just won't, okay? Curious what your opinion on this fragrance is. Feel free to leave that in the comments. Subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.